What is up, trucking YouTubes? Today we're going to get into the dry vans, the flatbeds, and the reefers. The dry vans have been absolutely horrible. They did pick up a little bit towards the end of the week here, not much. The flatbeds on an absolute tear right now. They're on fire, and the reefers are doing so-so. So let's get into all that right now. We are going to start off with the dry vans here. They have absolutely been trash. Today they started to wake up a little bit as we got the hot market map here for the dry vans. Let's take a look at it. As you can see, the Midwest and the East have started picking up a little bit. And then we got the Southwest, Southeast, which has been hot, so we all know that. Then Arkansas came to life. Texas has been doing all right, and California is making a pretty wild comeback. What's crazy is if you go down to Houston, and then we click on Houston, you're going to see that it's plus 100 very tight. But when you look up here, this is where you need to look at. This is the most important part. So if you're using DAT to look at hot markets, just because it's red, do not assume that the market's hot because, some guys might not be posting trucks. Sometimes duplicates get through, even though DAT claims that they filter out the duplicates. Always do your research. So if you click Houston and you go up here where my mouse cursor is above my head, to the right or left, whatever side you're looking at, it's 10,253 loads posted, 671 trucks posted. So no matter what happens, that's a hot market guaranteed. So if you have a dry van in Houston, you're doing great. Then if you go to Dallas, 6,700, 775, that's a good market as well. You should get a good load. And then you see once you start getting 3,300 to 246, that's still good. But now it's getting like the questionable mark. I'm sure you're still going to get a load, but, I still wouldn't trust it 100%. So let's see, San Antonio, that's still decent. Same thing as Fort Worth. I see here's what a good example. 1,779 loads posted, 140 trucks, right? It seems like a good average. It's red. But those numbers don't get me excited, so I wouldn't bet on that. You know what I mean? So just be more careful when choosing hot markets. Then if we go over here to Phoenix, 3,400, 385, probably the same thing as Fort Worth. So you're not doing bad in Phoenix right now. Ontario market is 4,400 to 1,971. That's a little too tight for my liking, but I'm sure you can still get a decent load. And LA market, 5,500 to 1,582. So that's, that's not bad. That's pretty decent, right? So you zoom out. Let's go over here, see what's going on in the Southeast. Chattanooga, 1,700, 305, not bad. It's not nothing spectacular. Atlanta went down a little bit. They're a lot hotter, 6,600 to 1,200. That's still not bad. I'm sure you get a good load of Atlanta. This market wouldn't trust. Montgomery, Alabama, that's not bad. Over 2,000 to 100. I'm sure you get something good. Greenville, 31 to 500. Charlotte, 36 almost to 700. So, these markets are not bad. Memphis, let's check out Memphis, 32 to 569. So all those areas, if you're in a drive-in, you're going to be doing pretty good. Ohio came back up a little bit, 2,300 to 600. Again, nothing spectacular right there. And then a lot of people in the comments like, oh, you can't trust this bad data. Look, man, obviously you got to make judgment calls. But if you just research and look at the loads posted to the trucks, if it's too close, then maybe don't gamble. But when you got something like Houston, over 10,000 load postings, a couple of hundred trucks, dude, that's a no-brainer. Toledo, 950 to 240, nothing to get excited about. 21, Central PA, if you got to go there, you get some good money to go in there, go there. New Jersey's still pretty decent, over 4,300 loads, 600 trucks posted. So these are all good areas. If you want to just zoom in, this is a drive-in hot market map. Take a look at it. What areas are good, what areas are bad, and make your judgment call from there. Here you go. Let's check out the reefer units now. Here's the map for the reefer units. As you can see, it did gain some color. They are catching up a little bit. Overall, we know Cali's going to be decent right now because of the produce. Almost 3,000 to 271. That's not bad. 25 to 210. So, more loads, not a lot of trucks. Not crazy numbers I get too excited about, but not too bad. Nothing crazy in Fort Worth. Dallas is all right. Houston, not as good as for the dry vans. But remember, the reefers could also get some dry van freight too. So that's a thing to think about. But the numbers in Houston are way too far apart to even be worried about it. Nothing too crazy here. Nothing too crazy here. As I'm clicking on it, just remember up here, look at these numbers and see if you like the market. Atlanta, 2,900 to 400. That's not bad. 11 to 93. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Orlando, nothing too crazy. Jacksonville, not bad. 2,000 loads over 161 trucks. So, just go over to hot markets. You can see where the blue ones are, where the bad ones are. You don't want to go there. North Carolina, 1,600 to 162. So overall, there's not, there's a lot of colorful markets for the reefers, but as you can see, I mean, there's a good amount of hot markets too, but overall, reefers like stay away from these areas, obviously. Or it's dark blue, you don't want to go there. Everything else is pretty colorful. So if you're driving reefers, you should be doing all right now. This is the hot market map. Let me zoom out for you. If you want to, pause, zoom in, check it out. Do your research and make sure you go to a good market. Now we jump into the flatbeds. They are absolutely nuts, these flatbeds. I mean, boy, I'm telling you, they're nuts. Let's see if Conway, Arkansas is still crazy. Look at that, 9,400 loads, 44 trucks. Conway, Arkansas market for a flatbed. Shreveport, 8,000 loads, 38 trucks. I mean, dude, you can't tell me nothing, dude. These kind of numbers, you're going to absolutely kill it. Dallas, too, almost 4,000 to 100. Fort Worth, almost 3,000 to 100, pretty much. Houston, look at Houston for flatbeds. 12,500 loads, 235 trucks posted. That is great. That is flatbeds, kind of still good, step decks mixed together, but absolutely nuts. Dude, every single market, under 100 trucks and thousands of loads posted. Montgomery, Alabama, 7,145. I mean, this is nuts. 5,400 loads, 75 trucks, nuts. Chattanooga is the slowest one. Atlanta, 3,400 loads posted, 200 trucks. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous what's going on with these flatbeds. Savannah, Georgia market, $46.99 for the loads, 56 trucks. Dude, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. If you're driving a flatbed right now, if you're not in the South, I don't know what you're doing, man. I really don't know what you are doing. But, a lot of the other areas are picking up for the flatbeds as well. Phoenix, 3,000 loads, 71 trucks. Ontario got over 2,000 to 50 trucks. LA, 2,500 to 129. I mean, there's some decent markets besides the South for the flatbeds, but just try to go to the South, bounce somewhere decent, come back to the South. If you're driving flatbeds right now, you need to be in the South right now. Like, you have to be there. Like, there's no excuses. Like, if you're not going there right now with flatbeds, and if you're able to maneuver, like, for example, I do a lane, I'm stuck doing the same lane over and over again. I can't pivot, unfortunately. But if you're able to maneuver and move around, like, you have to adjust and you have to get down south with these flatbeds right now, because that's where all the money's at. And then once this ends, you're going to be upset you didn't take advantage of it. So don't say I did not tell you so. So that's your market update for the flatbeds. If you want, pause it, zoom in. Let me zoom the map out a little bit for you so you can kind of see. We went over it. And you could you rewind it, pause it, see what the markets were, what the load to truck ratio is. Make sure you like it and get down south. Let's get into the national average rate per mile is what's going on here right now. As you can see, I haven't checked this in a while. The dry vans actually made a pretty decent comeback. They're already down to like $1.93 per mile. They bounced back up to like $1.96, then $1.99. And June right now, we're at 206 a mile in dry vans, which we're not where we need to be at. 215, 220 mark with this fuel. I think we should be decent. As you can see, they finished off May with $1.99, which they're struggling because they went, like I said, they're down $1 to $1.93 in May. So they make a decent bounce back at 206 a mile. Hopefully this keeps going up. We'll see what happens. Then we got the flatbeds. The flatbeds are just absolutely like just nuts. I mean, look at this. Their national average jumped up to 261 a mile. They finished May with 257 average per mile. And they're just going up, man. They're absolutely crazy. The reefers are a penny down from what they were the average last month in May at $2.36, and they're right now at $2.35. So the reefers are going in the wrong directions. Dry vans are heading in the right direction, which I personally don't see, not at least in my lane. And the flatbeds are actually absolutely killing it. You should be averaging way more than $2.61 a mile with your flatbed right now. Don't worry about taking long hauls. Take shorter runs. Stay in good markets, and you're going to make a killing right now. The gross don't mean nothing if it doesn't have profit in it, so remember that. The gross is not everything. So these are the national averages per mile for each type of trailer. Check it out, see how you're compared to it, and hopefully you're doing better than this. And we got national diesel averages per gallon. It's at $3.45. Every time I check it, it's down at least like 0.5% to 1%. So again, the fuel goes down 1.15% to $3.45 a gallon, which is not bad. I mean, the diesel prices are not out of hand. Hopefully the rates get a little bit better for the dry vans and the reefers, and hopefully the fuel prices keep going down. If the rates keep going up, fuel keeps going down, we're going to be in a good spot. So we'll see what's going to happen, but this is your fuel update for now. That is it for the trucking market update. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you made it this far. If you have and you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. If you made it this far and you don't like the content or me, have no idea where you're still watching, but at least go comment something negative, get my algo going. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you next time.